It's been almost 2 months since we did Lottery Big Board 2.0, and now with March Madness in full swing, it's time to unveil my final one before this year's NBA Draft Combine in May. Will there be a Kyle Kuzma type of jump from somebody in Chicago? There are plenty of candidates, that's for sure. If you missed out on my first 2 editions of my big board, check them out here and here. 1. Luka Doncic, ball handler, Real Madrid. The Slovenian phenom has maintained his top spot throughout this season and he will remain there for me up until draft night. Ayton has made a heavy case to dethrone him this entire time, and I wouldn't doubt he's on many teams' boards at the top, including the Suns. What continues to separate these 2 elite prospects for me is their flaws. Doncic doesn't have top-notch athleticism, but Lonzo Ball wasn't considered to have significant bounce either and is doing just fine. Meanwhile, Ayton's lack of rim protection instincts continued to rear its ugly head with no progression seen there outside of small flashes. For a comparison of Doncic, I continually come back to a hybrid of Ben Simmons with the instinctual on-court savvy of a Manu Ginobili or Lonzo. In a league that continues to be built more on the perimeter than inside, Doncic will remain no. 1 until June 21st. Also, the unique qualities a trio of Booker, Jackson, Doncic would bring is something no other team would have. 3 ball handlers who could equally share that duty for one another. Doncic to me is a can't-miss prospect whose flaws are less severe than his counterpart below him. 2. DeAndre Ayton, big, Arizona. When comparing Ayton to other modern-day bigs that have entered the league recently, Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, Joel Embiid, and Karl Anthony Towns, Arizona's Bahamian beast closely resembles Boogie's game when looking back on how he was at Kentucky. Not only was Cousins able to get his own shot at will down low, but he also flashed unique qualities as an above-average rebounder and passer for someone who is close to 7 feet tall. Then, when I went back and watched Ayton, they mimicked one another in similar manners in their negatives, too. Don't get me wrong, Ayton offensively is much more advanced than Cousins was at 18 or 19 years of age, but the non-progressions we saw from him on defense has the possibility of capping his astronomical ceiling. There's no denying that Ayton will be an immediate 20-10 contender once October rolls around. There's more quote-unquote bust potential if all goes wrong in prospects games with Arizona's Cyborg. For a player who possesses insane measurables and 40 vertical leap, it could easily be taught to him with discipline, but this season was worrisome as far as that aspect goes. Doncic and Ayton are in their own tiers, by the way. It's of utmost importance for Phoenix to land of these 2 on draft night if the lottery balls fall their way. That's at least the feeling I have felt. 3. Michael Porter Jr., wing, Missouri. 3. If MPJ reaches his Moken Elite AAU form from a health perspective, I'm okay with moving him all the way up to no. After going in and diving into more of that, Porter Jr. could be the prized wing in this class for many teams in the top 5. Porter Jr. coming back to try and help Missouri should be commended, not something that should be used against him. Even though it was obvious he had no explosiveness, he still was able to contribute for Mizzou and make a positive impact. Place him in the correct system to utilize his blend of scoring tricks and he could become a 20 PPG scorer ASAP. The pre-draft process will likely be the most important part for MPJ compared to any other prospect. If he returns to his high school form, Porter Jr. will not only be a top 3 pick for me but also a multi-time All-Star. Jaren Jackson Jr., big, Michigan State. 4. His NCAA tournament performance scared many, but I'm still not deterred from what JJJ will become on a team that actually uses him correctly. Throughout this entire season, Tom Izzo had JJJ used as his 3rd option on offense and for some reason played 6, sometimes 7 bigs in his rotation. Why top prospects go there to be developed is beyond me, because his track record as of late isn't great. From an NBA point of view, Jackson Jr. should be placed as an anchor on defense who can stretch the floor as a 5. I can't think of many rim-protecting stretch bigs outside of Kristaps Porzingis, but there's 2 in this draft with JJJ and Carter. Advanced metrics continue to point towards the Carmel, Indiana native, shoutout 317, taking an 80 or cat trajectory if he's placed around the right players and coaches. In a game of drafting where finding the next star is prioritized, JJJ stands out the most. 5. Marvin Bagley 3, big.